In this video I'm going to show you how to remove and replace the wire brush from the Ryobi One Plus range patio cleaner. The model number is RY18PCA. So before we start, please make sure that the battery is disconnected so there's no power to the unit at all, and the actual disc that we're taking off is quite sharp. It's designed to scrape away weeds and things like that, so you can easily get your finger pricked by these little sharp metal bits, so please be careful. As you can see here, it's held in by a hex head screw, so that will have to come out at some point. First, let's get the end attachment off. So on the wire brush tool, there is a release clip on the top and there's a release clip on the bottom. What you'll need to do is you'll need to hold both those in and then slowly prise away that wire brush unit from the main unit. So it's at this point when I started taking out the screws for the brush tool, which actually I found out afterwards you don't need to do at all. There's a much easier solution. But I'm still glad I did it because I saw how it locks inside, so I can explain that to you. So on the actual tool itself you have a button on the side, and what happens is when you press that button it pushes down two prongs. As you spin round the metal wire disc, it will catch on the actual spindle and it will lock into place. Once that is then locked into place, that will enable you to remove the screw from the other side. So you need to press that button down, slowly turn round the actual wire brush until it actually locks into place, and then remove the screw. And it should go something like this. And just like that, that is now locked. And then it's time to flip the unit over, and still holding that locking button in place at all times. This is where you want to get your hex head screwdriver, then start to release that screw. And really importantly, this screw, unlike most others, releases clockwise. And once that screw is removed, you've got a little metal retaining disc which should fall out, and then it's just a case of removing the wire disc there from that. It can be a bit fiddly, just need to prise it out. And there we go. If you are replacing the disc, then obviously then the new disc would go straight back in that slot. This one might be a bit difficult to get back in because the sides are a bit frayed, but we will get it back in. And then that disc goes back on the top. Don't lose it like I've just done. And I actually realised that on the actual disc itself, it shows that in order to unlock the disc, it's clockwise, and to lock the disc, it's anti-clockwise, which does feel a bit weird, locking something anti-clockwise, but that's the way it is. And then make sure that's nice and tight by holding down the locking button and continuing to tighten. And then it's just a case of clipping that back together and we're all done.